Hello, I am Anthony Coach, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips which are going to make you a much more confident improviser. Are you a guitar player? Do you want to get better on guitar? Do you want free videos from an experienced guitar teacher? If so, then subscribe to my channel, where you will find loads and loads of free videos. So, what is improvisation? Well, improvisation is when you come up with something on the spot. And in music, that means coming up with music on the spot. And you just make it up as you go along. But usually, what we do as musicians, when we come up with music on the spot, is we use scales. Otherwise, it'd just sound like chaos. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to assume that you know some scales and that you've given improvisation a go. And just a quick side note, the improvisation that I'm doing today is in the key of D Dorian, however you could use a D minor pentatonic or a D blues scale. So let's say that you know the D minor pentatonic or the D Dorian, and you've given some improvisation a go, but you might find that it just sounds like you're running up and down the scale. This is a common problem. So in this video I have got 5 tips which are going to help you break out of that and make your soloing sound much more interesting. So tip number 1 is repetition. Tip number 1 is repetition. Tip number 1 is repetition. Tip number 1 is... Now, I didn't know that I was going to play that until I played it. I just played a phrase, and it was an okay phrase, ba-da-da-da, ba-na-na-na. But the fact that I repeated it made it sound a lot more confident. Maybe what's happening in your solos, if you're not confident with your improvisations, maybe you're not repeating enough. And the reason why it sounds confident is because it is confident. What you've done is, you've played something, and your audience has heard it, then you play it again. You're making them listen to it again, because you really want to drive it home. Your audience is going to listen to that and they're going to think, there's a confident person playing something, the same again. And it works, it really does work. And then eventually you can work towards changing them slightly in some way. So you take a motif or a theme on the fly during improvisation and you go with it. And some of the best improvisers can take a little phrase and change it and evolve it and, you know, play it up and down the neck or whatever, and vary it in some way for the entire length of an improvisation. Okay, number 2. Now this one is simple, but it takes quite a lot of time. And all it is having an arsenal of licks to play. So I'm going to shatter a little bit of an illusion here that most guitar players have got like a little bag of licks that we keep in our back pocket. Now, I've just realised that you might not know what a lick is. A lick is just like a short phrase, like a mini run or a repeating pattern on a guitar. And those are examples of some licks. And what you do is during an improvisation, you know, you're playing around with some ideas, you're going to be in a familiar position if you've learned all your licks in all keys. So one of my favourite licks is... So I'm going to play, now I'm going to play something and I'm going to chuck that lick in there. And there you go, and the more licks that you learn and memorise, the more you can throw out in a solo, so you're not just playing the same ones over and over. But obviously the most important thing is you've got to know which licks fit in which key, and you've got to play them all according to what mode or scale or style and genre of music that you're playing. Number 3 is articulation. Now articulation is just like a banner term for all the fancy stuff we can do on our instrument. Take a piano, for instance. What can you do? You press a key. There's not much more to it than that. On guitar, we can take hold of the notes that we play, and we can manipulate them in pretty much any way we want. Hello? And the power of articulation on guitar is that it can take something which sounds quite normal and standard and really make it come to life. So something like can become. So what I'll do, I'll just give a quick demonstration. I'm going to improvise over my little backing track, and I'm not going to put any articulation in, and then I will give a little nod to camera and I will chuck loads in and you will hear the difference. So you can see the effect that it has on your solo. It takes it from to number 4. Now the fourth thing that you can add to your improvisations which are going to make them sound loads more confident is space. Well, what do I mean by that? So here's an example of me just playing loads and loads and loads and loads and loads without any gaps. It sounds okay, and there is definitely a time and a place for that kind of playing. But what I want you to do now is I want you to have a listen to this, where I'm gonna just put in loads of space. Have you ever been in a conversation where there's just been some awkward silence and you just try and fill it with some random rubbish?
Nice weather.
It's a little bit like that. Playing loads and loads and loads can sound really cool, but you sound loads more confident if you chuck in loads of space and use it like punctuation, like you would taking a breath while speaking. Then the fifth and final tip, which is definitely going to make you sound loads more confident on the guitar with your improvisations, is learning the scale in more than one area of the neck. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you the confidence to go from the low notes all the way up to the high notes. So here's an improvisation with some of that chucked in. So I hope these 5 tips have gone some way to helping you achieve your full confidence in improvisation. If they have, then let me know in the comment section below. If they've not, or if you've got any questions or anything, still comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. I've been Anthony Couch. I'm going to play us out with an improvisation including all the 5 tips that I've talked about today. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more. Hello, my name is Anthony Couch, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips which are going to make you improvise much more confidently.
Nice weather.